Hi, welcome back to my channel. So I currently have a 9.5-week-old baby. So sorry I look like this. This is the new norm for me because I'm tired all the time. Unmade bed, it's a lot. I thought I'd just do a bit of an update on how things have been going. I had a bit of a struggle early on in my birth. My daughter Josephine was born, she was due on the 5th of April and I had my elective C-section on the 28th of April. Everything kind of went according to plan. I was really nervous yeah, tried to keep my sense of humour as we were going in, but because of my spinal issue the epidural didn't work as well as it could have done, so it was slightly painful. So they passed me Josephine and I was in a bit of discomfort, not like screaming or anything, but yeah, I was in a bit of discomfort. So my partner took Josephine and then the procedure was done, completed, and I had a private room, which was really important to me. I really wanted my own bathroom. Weird, these things that you worry about are so weird, but it was important to me. And so yeah, I had Josephine and everything was wonderful. And there's nothing really of note. I didn't get that rush of love. I think I was just surprised that I was a mum, even though I knew it was coming for a long time. But then I was worried that I didn't get that rush of love and kind of really disappointed. Anyway, just kind of was getting on with everything overnight on my own, didn't sleep at all. And then the next day, so I was in there for one night, and then the next day they were like, do you want to go home? And we ummed and ahed about it because I didn't really feel ready to go home, but when I don't know, we just went home anyway. And they said that for my next midwife appointment, then we needed to go into a clinic. And I was like, go into a clinic? I've just had a C-section, I'm walking a bit like a crab. You know, can they not come to my house? Because that's what was happening with all of my other like friends that were having babies. And they were like, no, but there's parking right outside, so you just kind of hobble in. And I was like, okay. So anyway, we get to this place the next day. Well, I get home that night, sorry, and I have a bit of an anxiety attack, really bad anxiety attack. And the next day we go in to the midwife and there's no parking, so we had to park miles away and crab walk in. And I think it's the only way to describe it is I felt I just did not feel myself by that point. I still hadn't slept, and so we were on like 2 nights of not sleeping by that point. And then a lot of this is a blur, if I'm honest, so it might not be in chronological order, but essentially a day later maybe, I don't even know if it was that long, I had a bit of a mental health breakdown, is the only way I can describe it. I couldn't breathe, I was having anxiety attacks, I didn't really want to be around Josephine. I just wanted to crawl out of my body because I felt that awful. I felt really tired, incredibly sick. I couldn't eat anything. In fact, I didn't eat anything pretty much for 2 weeks, maybe some hobnobs. I was trying to breastfeed. That wasn't going well. I mean, it kind of was going well, but after the first few days it started to not go well because I couldn't eat anything, and I was in a lot of pain, like bloody nipples. Just thinking back to it, it was horrible. So I rang my midwife after, I don't even know how long it was after. I knew to ring my midwife because I wanted to leave. If I hadn't just had a C-section, it's really hard for me to say this because I just had this brand new baby that all of you knew was so important to me that I really wanted. I would have, if I hadn't just had a C-section and I could have driven, I'm pretty sure I would have just got in my car and gone. I don't think I would have gone for long. I think I probably would have just gone to someone's house or to a hotel or something, but I would have gone, and that's an awful thing to say. My partner, bless his heart, was so wonderful. Just completely stepped up But yeah, so I rang the midwife, and I was like crying, and they gave me an emergency midwife appointment for the next day, and I went in to speak to her, and I was just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't know what I mean by that, and I didn't mean that I wanted to kill myself. That's not what I meant. But I did not want to be here. I didn't want to be in this body that was feeling awful. My boobs were sore, my stomach was sore. I felt so sick, I couldn't breathe. I wanted to just crawl out of my body. So they referred me to the perinatal clinic, who rang me that night and gave me a prescription for some kind of sleeping tablet, which did the trick. It kind of helped me manage to sleep, because every time I kind of tried to drift off, I would wake up in a massive panic. So that was quite helpful. I only needed that for one night, and then the perinatal team came round and they assessed me, and that was on a Friday. So if you think, I gave birth on the Monday, and then now we're on the Friday, and they were so worried about me that they referred me to a crisis team, which it's hard to even think back to now, but it's the step before being admitted into some kind of psychiatric unit, which I'm so grateful for, because I didn't really need them after this point. So that was the Friday. They came on the Saturday. I was kind of feeling a bit better by that point anyway. The Sunday, I just said to them I didn't need them to come round. Somebody else came round on the Monday to kind of, I think they were my caseworker. I didn't really need them by that point either. So I was on the kind of upward trend. I still couldn't really eat. And yeah, everything was still kind of up in the air, but getting better. So yeah, it's taken a long time, and I can't really remember much of it, and I can't think back to I can't read my messages back. I get really upset reading them back. I'm not in that place anymore. Absolutely love Josephine now. I wouldn't be without her. She is adorable. So if we get on to now, I don't know how long it took me to kind of feel normal. I'm guessing a couple of weeks. It's all a bit of a blur now, because sleep deprivation is real. Look at these bags. I've never known anything like it. I've aged like 10 years in 10 weeks. But as I say, Josephine's 9.5 weeks now, and she's wonderful. I've been hanging out with a lot of my NCT friends. We've been going to classes, so she's been to baby massage, and now next week she starts baby swimming. We've got sensory classes, and we've got baby salsa, which is going to be horrendous because I can't dance at all. Yeah, it has taken a while for me to absolutely get that spark of I love this baby, but it came probably a couple of months in. It was building and building and building, and I thought the world of her, and I was enjoying her, and I'm getting a lot of interaction with her now, and I think she's the most beautiful baby in the world, but everyone does. And you know, it's happened, and it's everything I've ever wanted now, and I really feel everything that I wish I felt right at the beginning. But sometimes it just takes a little while, doesn't it, for these things to happen. And I wish they spoke about this in the different classes. As I say, we went to NCT classes, and they spoke about the baby blues, and you might not get this, you know, lightning bolt of love, and it's kind of glossed over. But for me, I felt so alone that I had this anxiety, and I felt like I wanted to get away. And I was reading a lot of things online, and a lot of it speaks about postnatal depression, and that it come, you know, 2 months in, they started to feel that, like, certain ways. And for me, it was like 2 days in, and I couldn't relate to any of the stories that I was reading. And so if anyone's watching this and they are going through this, or they've been through this, then I hope this helps them, because I felt so alone, so incredibly alone, and so not wired correctly, and so sad that I wanted this for so long, and I was like, I don't want this anymore. and it lasted, you know, not even a week, but I would go so far as to say that was one of the worst weeks of my life and one of the scariest weeks of my life, and I felt really out of control of myself, like I wanted to get away, and like that's not right. Everything is going really well now. Thank you all so much for your messages and for worrying about me. Yeah, it's a bumpy start, but there was nothing to worry about because we've got there, and I adore this baby so much, and everything's going really well. Although I do miss showering every day. That's something that having a newborn, people don't really tell you. It's like, okay, how do I shower now? I've got a baby. How do I shower? This baby doesn't sleep unless it's on me. Yes, I will give you more updates as they come.